Alright guys, this has been a topic that I've been researching a lot, and there's a lot of people that talk about it. I found one guy says he did it, but this is an E30, Bmw E30 blower motor, and just like everybody else's, the bushings went bad. They were squeaking really loud, and since the car is really not worth that much, I figure you have to be able to do something. So this one here you can see I've already done. I just went to the local hardware store and I got some bearings. These bearings here. It's an 8mm ID by 16 OD and 5mm wide. And you can see there I pressed it into the original housing, and it fits pretty good. Be really careful of this. This is not a beginner's or even intermediate mechanics. I don't want to discourage anybody from trying it, but you can see all the tools it took here with pulling off these fans, the fan blades. You can see I marked them so I can get them back in exactly the same way I took them out, because I've read they are balanced, which you can see with these. There's some little metal clips on, obviously, to balance it. I have two pullers. I have that one to take off. You can see this is what I took off the one side already. That's the bushing, and I use that puller for that, and I use this puller for the fans. So I have, this is what it did look like. The fan works good, even though they're a little worn down there. You can't really see, but it's worn down a little bit. But I think it'll probably outlast the car. So you can see how bad they are. You want to be really careful with this, because what you're gonna do here is you're gonna pop these off here with a screwdriver, here and here, and once you get that off, you'll be able to pull the bushing out, which I'll show you then. And you want to do it carefully. You can see there I pried, and then I very carefully hammered it back in, and they stake it by hitting it with a chisel there on the edges, so then it can't come back out. So I have one side done. I'm going to try the other side, see what happens. Alright, so there I was able to pry them up a little bit, and then it popped off. I probably should have got new brushes and put them in right away, as they're worn down there, but I just used some safety wire to hold it back while I pop that bushing out of there. So here we got the bushing out, the little retainer clip, a little piece of felt that was in there, they just popped out that way. Pry it out. So now you can see I'm going to press this in from the back side. Have a nice press fit. So we got it pressed in now. Just use this little piece that I made on the lathe from a previous job. Use that to press it in. Came pretty close to the brushes, but it was good. So now I'll just put this back together, see how it goes. Just all back together, peened over, so it can't come back out of there again. The safety wire worked good to hold the brushes back to get over the top of the what is it, the commutator or whatever that is. And then I re-shimmed the end of the shaft and put the clip back on, try and stop any side movement. So now try and line back up the fans and plug it in and see if it works. The shaft spins nice and free, no more squeaking. And I pulled two other ones out of two other E30s I have, and all of them are bad. This one here is really tight. Tried spraying some WD in there, but it doesn't spin anywhere near as nice as those new bearings. So I'll put this one back together and hopefully we're good. There she is, back together. Lined up my paint marks. Spins nice and free. Cleaned it up a little bit with soap and water. 30 years of junk was on there. Put it back in and see how it works. So here's the end result. Put a piece of tissue there, you can see proof that it's blowing. Works.